Hello my friends, we are back. We are in a Modern League match against your boy Fluffy Wolf. I do not know what they are playing. We're getting into this match. You probably know what I'm playing because I'm recording this part of the video before I recorded the intro to the video. So the intro probably told you what I'm playing against, so you're aware of this. Opening hands. In the blind, we do not see a companion. We have a 2-drop, we have a Yawgmoth, we have an Undying Creature, and we have a Boseiju, which doubles as a spell, kind of. So the way I'm looking at this hand is we have a 3-lander with 4 spells, we have ramp, we have an Undying Creature, and we have our best card. So it's fine, it's not great, but we're going to keep it, especially in the blind. But we're on the draw, which hopefully we can pull a 1-drop off the top of our deck. That would be ideal. Let's see what Fluffy Wolf 2 is playing. Arid Mesa into Stomping Ground into Ragavan. Okay. So the first place my mind goes is like Ponza. I don't know if that's actually a deck people play. I'm not sure what to think. I guess it could technically be some sort of like 4-color pile deck as well. I'd expect to see a Yorion in that case, but it's possible. Not exactly sure what we're up against. Arid Mesa, Stomping Ground, Ragavan. Alright, well, regardless, I'm going to lead on a Misty Rainforest. Just in case I need to fetch a basic Ponza, Blood Moon. I want to protect myself in case I need to. Make sure that I'm not on auto yield here. If it is a Blood Moon deck, Boseiju will actually be pretty relevant. Let's see what they got here. Bird's pretty good. Something they can cast. I would not have minded drawing that this past turn. We'll see what they do here. So, a couple little things. First and foremost, if this is some sort of Blood Moon deck, if this is some sort of Ponza deck, Wall of Roots is going to be really strong. So I'm happy to have that card in my hand. Second, in terms of sequencing, playing out my fetch lands. Typically, you want to use your non-Verdant Catacombs fetch lands first, prior to using Verdant Catacombs. Verdant is going to have more value because it's going to get you any choice of land that you want in the deck, whereas Misty Rainforest and I play a Windswept Heath, those are not going to get you any card in the deck. So there's these little incremental things that you want to be mindful of, where in a game it seems insignificant, but over the course of matches and matches and matches, it might make a difference at some point. So little things that you should be mindful of when it comes to your sequencing and when it comes to just card selection in general. So we have red and 6. I think I'm still gonna fetch a basic. Grist is fine. And the question is, do we fetch, or do we play our Geist, or do we play our Wall of Roots? And I think we play our Wall of Roots here. And we might be sacrificing our Wall of Roots when it comes to blocking the Ragavan. I don't think I want to give them more advantage than they already have gotten off of it. Getting one of my cards, a free ramp. It's like double ramp because they have the treasure and they have the bird. So I don't want to feed into that anymore. So if they want to spend their resources killing my Wall of Roots. That's fine. I'll cast another one next turn, and I'll cast a Geist on top of that. Hopefully hit the Wrenn in 6. But it's an interesting play. They won me. The match prior to this was against Prowess, and the card that immediately comes to mind is like a, what's it called, Light Up the Stage or something like that. Okay. Swift Spear. Is this another? There it is. Okay. I was saying that, but I wasn't really expecting it. This is odd. Alright, so they're playing like a Ponza. This is a weird brew they're running here. I'm 3-0 in this league right now, so I don't know how Moto pairs people, but I'm guessing they have a winning record. So whatever they're doing, it's working to some extent. Okay, we're gonna block like this. I'm gonna take 3 down to 13, and my hope is that we can start to stabilize here. Okay, so another Pluming Marsh is not bad. And they have a Crack the Earth, which is going to cause us to sacrifice a permanent. So I think the move here so we have two options. We can play Wall of Roots, play Grist, tick up, which I think might be the best play. I think they're going to try to kill our Grist. 5/6, which is almost like a diversion. I think we'd be okay with that. So we'd get some value out of it. It'd essentially be like gain X life, 5/6 life or something like that. And then next turn we can go Geist, Yawgmoth. And I think they'll be in trouble from there. So I think we're gonna do that. I thought I almost tapped my mana incorrectly there. There are some unfortunate things about running Wall of Roots on Moto. You know, it doesn't work on Moto the same way it would in real life, where you can chord when it's at 4 -0 -1 counters, where you can tick it down again and tap it so it gets double value before it hits the bin. And then when you pull a counter off of it, activate its ability, you can't go back because you're activating the ability, which is unfortunate if you've tapped your mana incorrectly or you want to do something differently. So, all right, so they're thinking here. Crack the Earth, Wrenn in 6 and Boseiju is an interesting combo here. I don't know if this deck is a thing. I'm guessing they're running the red channel land as well. Let's see how they play this. I'm guessing they probably have Fury in the deck as well, so it's something we need to be conscious of. So another option we have, my thought initially was sacrifice the insect token, then they'll bash him with their creatures and probably kill our Grist. I could also sacrifice a land, but that takes us off Yawgmoth Geist next turn. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to sacrifice the token. I want to incentivize them attacking into Grist here, because our life total is a resource, and it's getting, it would be a little bit on the low side if they swung into us. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So those guys are getting kind of big. Alright, now we're going to sacrifice a land. Another Ragavan. And I don't think they activated Renin 6 as of yet. So on a positive note, we're not going to be able to cast our Geist next turn, but what we are going to be able to do is use our Verdant Catacombs to fetch out Dryad Arbor, assuming we don't draw it, which would be miserable. Okay. Thought they were attacking. They are attacking me. Okay. You know what? I wasn't planning on saving my Grist, but I think I'm going to now. Did they play a land yet? They did not. So this is a little risky. Like if they have a Fury, I could get punished really, really hard. So I think, so if I do that, they have a Fury. 1, 2, 3, 4. They pretty much wipe me out. If they have like a Bolt, they'll also kill both of those. I think we're behind here, so I think I have to take a risk, and we're going to see what happens here. I think they were acknowledging that this was a possibility, so I think Renin 6 is probably going to kill one of the Wall of Roots, and then we're keeping our fingers crossed that there isn't a Fury in hand. So we'll see. See what happens here. If we go into next turn having both our, or one of our Wall of Roots, a Grist, and a Yawgmoth, I think we're in pretty good shape. I think I would consider that stabilizing the board. So it's a Fury. Okay. Alright, so they have a Ragavan in hand. Two of these guys. So this actually is not terrible for us. Play out our Verdant. We're going to tick up Grist. And then I'm going to swing with the Geist, kill the Renin 6. And now they have a Ragavan. And if they don't draw a relevant spell, we'll have Grist for our next turn. Alright, they drew a relevant spell. I would like to think we're advantaged at this point though. Once again, once we, well, I didn't say this yet, but if we stick a Yawgmoth, they've got two human creatures on the board, so he pretty much negates what they're capable of doing. If these all swing at Grist. Alright, so I think we block the Ragavan, let Grist go. And then play Yawgmoth out next turn. I think I'm okay with that trade. And we're still going to fetch Dried Arbor here. So it gives us more interaction. We're hoping they didn't draw a bolt there. Okay, Boseiju. Into Yawgmoth. Their deck is interesting. I'm not exactly sure. I might be missing something, but I'm not sure why they have Bauble in the deck. It seems a little strange to me. I guess having Crack the Earth, it's something to sacrifice to it. I don't know, that seems unusual. And if they can't get Yawgmoth off the board here, I think they're in pretty big trouble. See what they're doing. Bauble. 3 mana, we're thinking like a Seasoned Pyromancer or something along those lines. Pretty happy with the way we've played this game up to this point. We've kind of anticipated their moves before they've made them. And I think it's put us in a position where I think we're ahead right now, and I think it put us a step ahead over the course of the game because we were anticipating what they were going to do. And I hope I was saying those things. I don't know if I was just thinking them, but I think I verbalized them as we were going here. This is the second match in a row where I've played against Monastery Swiftspear in this league. So it feels very like modern of like 18 months ago, pre-MH2. I don't know, I guess it was like a year ago, where like blue-red prowess was really, really prominent. They're hesitating. Let's see what they do. So I'm curious, up to this point in this game, given the way it's played out, is there anything you would have done differently leading up to this point? And how would the outcome how would it change the outcome of what's happening right now? Would you have taken a different line with regards to your blocks? Would you have protected your Grist a little more aggressively, fetched out the Dried Arbor to keep it alive last turn? I'm curious where you would stand on that. Alright, so they're playing Light Up the Stage. And they got nothing. Bunch of garbage. That's aggressive. Okay. So we're going to double chump block. We're going to take nothing off these guys. And our opponent is going to be losing a creature. So this is the first time I've actually drawn double Boseiju and not really wanted the second one. But it's not that big a deal. Okay, so I think we're developing our board state a little bit more. I think we can swing in with the Geist freely. Probably swing in with both Geists. They have one card in hand. The card I kind of want right now is Scavenging Ooze, so I can start gaining some life. maybe... Okay, we'll swing it with our Geists. I think this puts them in a position where they have to win next turn. Otherwise they just lose. And we can always react to what they're doing. Okay, I already played a land. So we can still chord for Ooze EOT. We'll go down to 4 life, I believe. And then that affords us the opportunity to start gaining some life during our next turn, which I think just pulls us so far ahead that they don't really have a chance of winning. The other card that is relevant right now that I would be interested in getting with a chord would be Endurance to put the Blood Artist back in the deck, which is one of the great things about Endurance that a lot of people don't think about is the fact that it can recycle cards that you've milled over. So also relevant text when it comes to it. I don't think they have anything that can deal us 4. I don't know if it's worth risking it though. So I think we can just kill them. So dump Ragavan here. Okay, I'm just gonna move to my turn. So they can't block Yawgmoth. I'm just curious, can we go down to 4 without consequence? Because if we can, let me see. So they take 2. There's 7 there. I don't know what's in their deck, and like by the odd chance they have like a Boros Charm or something like that, something weird. I don't know if I want to risk that. Two, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I don't think we can put ourselves really in a position where we're in that much trouble. I say this now, once again, not knowing what's in their deck. I guess something like a Bloodbraid Elf could be problematic. But I think we're in a position where we'll probably win from this point. I'm going to discard a Yawgmoth. So that's the forgotten mode on Yawgmoth, to be able to proliferate, which is very, very relevant very often. And here it gives us lethal. So if they have something like a Bolt in hand, they have to use it, otherwise they die. And they do. Fine with. Play our Wolf out. And do we want to play our other Boseiju? I think so. So I really don't know what they could have from here. They can't Fury, they don't have any cards in their hand. They don't have a board state. I think we navigated that game well. I think we took the right lines. I think we did what we had to do. We didn't put ourselves in unnecessary danger. We used our resources the way that they should be used. So I think that was I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything, but I think it was a well-played game. So. Alright, now given what we're playing against here, I think Thoughtseize is a relevant card that we want, in spite of the fact they're dealing us a lot of damage quickly. Maybe we don't want 3. Like, the cards that I'm concerned about are Wrenn and 6 and Fury. Those are the cards I want to get rid of. I don't know what they're bringing in. I think Liberator is a consideration as well. If they do in fact have something like Blood Moon. Grist is just a good value card to buy us time. I think 2 Thoughtseize. I don't know if I want Liberator. Once again, like having Boseiju, having access to that in the deck, it just gives you so much versatility where it's like, I'd bring in Liberator because I'm hedging, but I don't even know if I need to because I have that in my main deck now. So this is a matchup where they have bolts, they have Wrenn and 6, so our 1-drops get a little bit worse. Geist is better because it has the ability to attack with haste and swing down their planeswalkers if they down tick it. I think we want the life gain off of the ooze. I think it's going to be relevant with the Blood Artist as well. I don't know if 4 endurance is where we want to be. Maybe we go down to 3. And I could see shaving an Evo into Cord. So I think I like the way that looks. We will see how that pans out. Alright, so we like the cards in our hand, but we don't have the mana to sustain if they kill our 1-drop, which there's a good chance they would. So I think we have to mulligan that hand. And this hand, I think, functions much better. It's resilient, it has interaction, it has ramp, it has everything we would want out of a hand. So we're going to keep it. The question is, what do we get rid of? They're a Ragavan deck. We're thinking most people who have experience against this strategy will board out their Ragavans, knowing that something like Yawgmoth will be lurking in the forests to block their monkey. But once again, I don't know this. Oh, it's funny, their name is Wolf. I don't know where their mind is, what they're thinking. So I think like the right card is Yawgmoth if they sideboarded properly, but I don't know if they sideboarded properly. So I think I'm actually going to shave a land. I think I'm going to shave the Boseiju. Because we can still, as long as the wall sticks, we can still cast everything here. So we'll see. Playing 1-drop. Channeler. Okay. That's fine. So that's a quick clock. I guess that makes sense why they have Bobble in the deck now. So I think I want to Thoughtseize on turn 1, just in case they have Wrenn and 6. That's a card I don't want them to resolve, and then next turn I can Wall of Roots into Yawgmoth, and then the next turn get Grist out and kill the Dragon's Rage. So I think I want to play around that, and the way we're going to do that is by fetching a black source. Okay, we lost connection there for a second. I'm back. Hopefully this continues to work. Yeah, so I Thoughtseize just now, and I wound up taking the Unholy Heat. So we'll see what happens from here. They're on 3 cards. Light Up the Stage is going to provide them with some card advantage. We'll see what happens with that. deck is really interesting. I don't know if this is actually something that people are playing right now, or just kind of a brew, but it's interesting. I guess this is the exploration of the channel lands in Modern, trying to optimize their use. Having a Wrenn and 6 deck with multiple Boseijus. Like I said, I'm guessing they probably have the red land as well. So there's Wrenn and 6. So that's the relevant creature or the relevant interaction we are trying to avoid. And they're going to hit Delirium with this bauble here. Second Wall of Roots is not bad. Best card for them right now is probably Fury. They can also downtick their wall, downtick their Wrenn and 6, ping the wolf, and then bolt the wolf to get rid of it. For the time being, our life total is pretty high, which is good. Out of all the cards in Modern Horizons 2, you know, Dragon's Rage Channeler probably gets the least hype out of all of them in terms of the impact that's had, but it's probably the most, I think it might be the most impactful card out of the set, next to, I don't know, maybe Solitude. This card is insane. Just the synergy that you can build around using that card, how quickly it fills up your graveyard, and how quick of a clock it puts on your opponent. It's a scary card for sure. And now he's got 2 of them. That's not great for us. Not great. So I think we need a Fury or an Endurance at this point. We only brought in 1. We might bring in our 4th after this game. I think that's our ticket to be able to deal with what they're doing here. Okay, there's the Endurance. So there's 2 lines I could take here. 1, I could swing at Wrenn and 6, hope they block with the Channeler, and then Endurance their graveyard to kill the first Channeler. And the reason I would do that would be to devalue the Lightning Bolt in their hand with regards to their Surveils. But there's also the chance they don't block. And if they, it will increase the value of Bolt in that they can just bolt my Young Wolf. But I think I want to do that. We'll see how they play here. So they're anticipating some trickery, so they did not do anything there. And that might have been a mistake, ticking down the Wall of Roots to 3, maybe. I think I was supposed to tap the Swamp for that. So I mean, you can see how powerful Dragon's Rage is right now, because I'm gonna Endurance away their graveyard if they don't bolt pre-combat. See what they're doing. And they're just going to be able to fill up their graveyard pretty much immediately off of one card. That was an interesting line, pinging me with the Wrenn and 6, trying to get value off of the light up this stage. Another Dragon's Rage and a Bauble. So I have Lightning Bolt in hand, these two cards over here. So they're smart, they're holding off until post-combat to utilize the Mishra's Bauble. So very smart. So I think the play here is for them to bolt our Endurance with blocks on this stack, because it gives them the opportunity to potentially kill this Wall of Roots with their Dragon's Rage. We'll see if they do that. Yes, they get the 2 Surveils. So if they hit non-instant, non-land, they'll be able to do that off the 2 Surveils. You know, we get rid of a Dragon's Rage, they just find another one. Not only does it fill up your graveyard, but it fixes your draw steps as well. It's like a scry every time you cast a card. Okay, and I need to start being conscious. My clock is pretty low, so I need to start playing faster. I'm going to cut my commentary a little bit short here for that reason. I'm going to start focusing on my lines here. Yeah, look how quick their graveyard got filled up. That's pretty crazy. So it was smart on their part, looking at my top card just in case I have another Endurance. And I do. Okay. So we're going to swing our Wolf at the Wrenn and 6 again. And now, okay, so we're starting to establish a little bit of control here. Clawing our way back into this one. Like I said, I need to play quickly here, just so I don't lose to time. So double Endurance off the top were really good draws. A little lucky on my part. I am fortunate to have drawn both of those cards. Those are probably, next to Yawgmoth, the best draws in the deck. So if they have an Unholy Heat, they can just kill my Endurance right off the bat. Just getting all this gas shuffled back into their deck again. I guess there's a consideration, what do we block with? Do we block with the Endurance? Do we block with the Wall of Roots? I think I'm actually going to block Yawgmoth here. So there's a chance that if they can pump it up to a 3, that it survives. But I think I want to hold the Endurance here. I think the value of having Endurance is high. I'm going to yield through the turn too, just for time's sake. I'm playing 2 games here. One is get my opponent's clock lower than my clock, and 2 is try to win the game. Here's Fury. Kind of expected that one. A little bit. So I kill my wolf and my ball. Kill my grist. Okay. That's fine. Is that card good? I think that card's good. 2/2. Okay. Alright, let's see how this goes. This is a very interesting and close game. I think if we get to untap, we should untap with our board state as it stands. I think we should be in good shape, but we shall see. If they have something like another Fury, we're in big trouble. Veil Summer. That's fine. Not a big deal. They don't draw a card off of it, so that's good for us. Okay. It's a little rough. See what we got here. Okay, Evo. We're definitely swinging down Ren in 6. And I think this might be a mistake. I'm going to Evo into a grist here. See how this pans out. It was something I didn't really put too much thought into. That was more of a time consideration than anything. If they have something like another Ren in 6, it's probably just game. Magus is fine. So our best draw here is like an Undying creature, assuming that Grist stays on the board, which it doesn't. Alright, we're going to scoop this game. Game 3 on the play. We are going to play fast here. They have Magus. I'm going to bring in a 3rd Thoughtseize. I'm going to cut a 3rd Bird. And I brought in my 4th Endurance. I'm going to cut a Yawgmoth. See how this pans out. And we're going quick this game. I apologize for not giving you the attention you deserve. But I want to finish this match. We're 3-0 in this league right now, so I want to make sure that we finish this and get the W. Very close match though. Very interesting match. I'm not used to talking as I play, so this is a new thing for me. In terms of time management, I didn't even realize I was low on time until it was about 6 minutes left in the game, or 6 minutes left in the match. Alright, so we're on the play. We're going to mulligan again. I think that's the third game in a row we're mulliganing. Keeping this hand, shipping the Blood Artist, and we are good to go. Keeping my F6 close by. I think this hand lines up pretty well against them. That's a really good draw. We're going to work our mana base a little bit here, or work our mana in general. So next turn we can Geist and Endurance, and the following turn we can drop our Yawgmoth. Or I could just play Yawgmoth, which I don't know if I want to do that. I think they mulliganed this game too. I wasn't really paying too much attention. Yeah, they started with 7. So as it stands right now, we are the beatdown. I guess Magus of the Moon, if they play that, that's a relevant card, because it will cut us off a Yawgmoth. Got some pressure going here. This is good. So I knew that was a possibility, which is okay. We're applying a lot of pressure here. If we draw another land with our board state as it stands, I think we just win the game. Like if they can't get rid of, well, they got rid of the Hierarch. That's what I was going to allude to. I feel like if they have a Fury, they might need to use it here. I think our best draw is a land off the top. Their clock is starting to tick down here. You know, they do need to win this game too, so if they can't deal us lethal within the allotted time and we don't time out, we still win the match, so real considerations. Okay, let's see how this plays out. Okay, so if they have a Fury here, we might be in trouble. If they can hard cast a Fury here. If they can't, we could still be okay. You could also draw something like a Chord, an Evolution. Any of those cards would be good. They have 2 card types, so they can't kill our Endurance. They can kill our Geist though. Which is relevant. See how they approach this turn. Hoping they chump block. No chump block. Fury, it's good for them. We are in trouble. It's a quick clock. This deck is interesting. I've never seen this before, so. Alright, 13. That was a really good draw. So depending on what they have, we can actually kill their Fury. Let's see what they attack with here. Wow. They have something like a bolt, they kill it, but they don't. This is a crazy game. Alright, we're trading. This is a crazy game. Commentary has gone out the window. That's a really good draw. I did not think we were winning this game. I don't know if we're still winning this game, but I'm optimistic. You get to untap with Ooze. So if they have a Unholy Heat, that would have stopped my Ooze there, so that's why I didn't eat anything. That was a crazy match. I did not think we were winning that one after they cast that Fury. We got lucky with our top decks. We drew some of the best cards that we could draw. We got there. I'm stressed out. I don't know if you are. Good games, my friend. I hope, in spite of the fact that I wasn't able to provide a lot of commentary in the last 5 to 6 minutes of the match, still got a lot out of watching that. I think there was a lot of really, really interesting lines and angles to be taken when I could actually cast my spells. So, hope you got something out of that. Good games, my friend. Good game to Fluffy Wolf, numero dos. I will see you guys next time.